Hello, 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 everybody. I'm so glad to be back with you again on today. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my story, my legal story, because I read some things today, and I just I had a reflection, and the reflection was on things that had happened to me and my godson, but I only can speak for myself regarding bad attorneys and bad judges. I mean, sometimes when you go through this trauma or what I'm going to call criminal type behavior or evil behavior, whatever you want to call it, it does something to you, right? Even though you make it through and you trust God and you go through all the things and elements of life, sometimes that stuff comes back. And today it did. My name is Dr. Lillie Coley. I'm a part of several cases on over a couple jurisdictions regarding some things I had tried to do, just helping my godson, who I was a legal guardian to. And in doing so, the circumstance and situation in his case turned into what I call an absolute mess. I call it greed. I call it racism. I call it everything because it was a lot of different things that happened that me as an American and somebody who has advanced degrees and been around the world and blah, 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 never saw and didn't even know existed. But as I'm going through this circumstance and situation, I am able to now, for me, to be able to talk more about what happened. And I do want people to know what happened to me in the courtroom. I want them to know what I experienced because some of the stuff was ugly. Some of the stuff was inhuman. They call it inhumane, inhuman. I'll put it that way. At the end of the day, I'm grateful to God that me and my godson made it out. But at the end of the day, we're still going through some of the stuff because we had to go back to a place where a lot of this begun. And although we're not on a gag order, we're not on none of that kind of stuff, never was, we have freedom of speech. And the freedom of speech is to talk about what we need to talk about, not just with a therapist or somebody who listens there, but also to a platform of people that somebody else might be going through this. So I feel led to do what I'm doing, and I've been doing it, and I'm gonna keep on doing it. But at the end of the day, it's just funny because over the situation regarding a response from I can't think of his name at the moment, but I know he's Jay-Z's attorney. There was a response from the court in regard to their filings against a young lady who stated that she was handled in a misconduct way, if you will, at a teenage age. Well, that particular order, I reviewed it, and I've seen a lot of good orders. And I said to myself, I only could pray for a woman like the judge, like the one there, that could be on our case, that can make sure justice is served. Only could pray for that. But at the end of the day, the state level judges, for our experience, was not so great. We had one fantastic judge. His name was Michael Cassell. And he all but threw out Jay-Z's attorney in the court because of the things that he was saying and trying to do was unethical. And this particular attorney, Kenneth L. Winters, made comments to me over the gist of it. Now, we do have a misconduct, what do you call it, a grievance against him. We've done that in the past, everybody, 3 or 4 times, be quite frank. There's another one that's pending with him in New Jersey. There's also one, too, that's pending with Lisa Fisher, both in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Now, the New Jersey guy, John Paul, or Palm, he's the secretary for that particular division, stated he's not going to look at Lisa Fisher's until after Philadelphia gets done. So right now, Philadelphia is doing it. But my whole point is this. The stuff that we had to go through, I mean, when I think about it now, it was horrific. The young lady, and this is what really made me want to talk about it today, when she came back and after her reviewing the court's judge's order in New York regarding the case that she has pending before the district court there, I like the fact that she was able and had the courage and the strength to come back and say a remark. And I'm coming on to commend her. I want her to be commended. I want her to be strong. And I want her to believe in herself. And I'm so glad that the system is falling, the system or the way it was designed to do for all Americans, whether you have money or no money. It's something greater than money. It's called character. It's called God in our case. It's called peace. And I know sometimes fights are against good and evil. I get it. And I already know who's going to win. But at the end of the day, as a human, and you go through what you go through, it's oftentimes or not, you got to stop and talk about it, everybody. So in this regard, I wanted to come on and talk about the fact that I like the way the judge responded and did the law. I commend her. I also like the way the victim, the alleged victim, has said in response to it regarding it. And I only can talk about my own experience, about how people came up to our home 4 a.m. in the morning. We don't believe they came to talk. We claim to believe they came for something else. 4 a.m. in the morning, drove on the grass from my neighbor's house. From my neighbor's house to my house, they turned the lights off so that we wouldn't think nobody was coming to the door to knock. So I saw it on the camera. Okay, that's not a crime. That's why nothing happened. But just the whole mischief of someone driving from 2 doors away on the grass to your home and then slowly doing it as they did, quietly with the lights out, to ring the bell so you could be startled and not know that somebody was coming. Because in retrospect, if the headlights were on, yeah, people in most cases can see the headlights through the windows, but they turned it off. The whole point to that was, don't know. Do know that it has something to do with our case, because every time we were doing filings, something happened. We were surveillance. We were followed. We were followed. So yeah, all this comes with trying to find out about a baby daddy. Really? So we get it. It's more to the story. So as we're chucking this along, it's not a funny thing at all. I had to file a victim's report with the state of New Jersey because I was a victim. I was a victim to certain circumstances if I was in that house by myself. And at that night, my godson was still living with me, and he was home that night. The whole point of this is it's not good, everybody. It's not a good place to be. It don't feel good. It don't look good. It ain't good. Why can't we just do what's right? Why can't we do what's right? Okay, yeah. So there's people that want to do evil. So there's a consequence to that. And I'm just so glad that our Constitution, as well as our principles and our beliefs, religious beliefs, don't tolerate certain things.